Hi. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
Miss.
Hi, Miss.
Hi,
How are
Miss.
you guys? Good. So, we are on the 18th of May. Ya pasamos la mitad de mayo. So, this is weird.
Llevamos 2 meses de cuarentena.
Yes. Oh, I omitted what we're
Creo que
going to
hoy
do
eran...
today. Well, today, I tell you, I forgot to put on the slide. Today we're going to do the reading activity. We're going to start working with unit 3 again. 3. Do you remember last class that we made an introduction, right? We looked at this picture. And we said that unit 3 was going to be about what? What is the main topic? Stories. Stories. Very good. So today we're going to start working on unit 3. Oh, and we have a reading activity and some grammar. So we are going to watch a clip. Oh my God, se ve que estaba medio con sueño cuando armé esto, ya lo corrijo. Obviously, this is the video. This is a clip from a movie. Okay? Let me check if the sound is on. No.
Miss, soy Simona de la Sofi, creo.
Are you know Sophie? Great.
Excuse me. Do you mind? Everywhere else is full. Not at all. I'm Ron, by the way. Ron Weasley. I'm Harry Potter. So it's true. I mean, do you really have the what? The scar. Oh. Wicked. Anything off the trolley, dears? No, thanks. I'm all set. We'll take the lot. Whoa. Bertie Bott's every flavour beans? They mean every flavour. There's chocolate and peppermint, and there's also spinach, liver and tripe. George sweared he got a bogey flavoured one once. These aren't real frogs, are they? It's just a spell. Besides, it's the cards you want. Each pack's got a famous witch or wizard. I've got about 500 myself. Watch it. Oh, that's rotten luck. I've only got one good jump in them to begin with. I've got Dumbledore. I got about 6 of him. Hey, he's gone. Well, you can't expect him to run around all day, can you? This is Scabbers, by the way. Pathetic, isn't he? Just a little bit. Fred gave me a spell that's to turn him yellow. Want to see? Yeah.
So, has anyone seen a toad? A boy named Neville's lost one.
No.
Oh, are you doing magic? Let's see then.
Sunshine, daisies, buttermellow. Turn this stupid fat rat yellow.
Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it? Of course, I've only tried a few simple ones myself, but they've all worked for me. For example, Oculus Reparo. That's better, isn't it? Holy cricket! You're Harry Potter! I'm Hermione Granger. And you are?
Ron Weasley.
Pleasure. You two better change into robes. I expect we'll be arriving soon.
Okay, So, do you know this movie?
Yes.
Yes. What
Yes.
movie is it?
Yes.
It's very famous.
Harry Potter.
Okay.
Harry Potter, of course. Do you like Harry Potter?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, no. Okay,
No.
so this one is very famous. They are in a train, right? Where are they going?
Hogwarts.
They're going to Hogwarts, and we have three main characters. Who are they?
Harry, Ron, y Hermione.
Ron,
Harry,
Hermione,
Ron,
and
and
Harry.
Hermione. Okay, good. And this is the introduction. This is where they meet. Good, very good. Now, we're going to start working. So this is an introduction because you will see why it is important that you remember this. So we're going to start working on the book. So this is, as we said at the beginning, what it looks like. And then we are going to do a reading activity. We're going to be doing this reading activity on page 34 and 35 on the book. So I'm going to go there as well. And we're going to start working. Okay, are you there? We are on exercise 1 of page, this is page 34. So as usual, first we have a little warm-up activity before we get into the main reading. So here we have 3 headlines. Do you know what a headline is?
No.
Right. Son los titulares o encabezados of what? Of a news. Of a piece of news. Good. So the first one says, teen jumps into pool to find a smartphone. Okay. Number 2, hero dog saves woman from fire. And number 3, helicopter lifts injured teen to safety. So, these 3 stories have something in common. They are all about an accident, a journey, or a rescue. What do you think?
An accident.
Accident and rescue.
Yes.
Let's see. What? Let's see what is the real. This is a rescue. Because in this case, we have a teen that is jumping to find a smartphone. Here we have a rescue from a dog. And here a helicopter is rescuing the woman. Then we have another question. Which story would you most like to read? Imagine that you have to choose. Which one would you like to read?
Helicopter.
The helicopter one? What about the rest? I'm interested in the first one. Why would you jump into a pool for a smartphone? I don't know. Or the hero dog one. This one is interesting. Okay. So we're going to start with the real work now. Okay. So here we have the task, the prompt. We are going to read a news story about the rescue of a family. Okay, so this is what it's going to be about. Look at the photos and guess what happened. Okay, here we can take a look at the pictures better. What is happening in picture A?
There are 2 kids that are going to do kayak, or I don't know what is it.
Right, they are on a boat. They look like they're going to go kayaking. Then what happens in picture B?
There is a train.
We can see a train. Very good. And here the last one, picture C.
3 children and 1 woman.
Good. we see a bunch of people. So we know that the news is about someone rescuing a family. So what do you think happened? Can you guess?
The boys will go on kayak and they will have some problem and va a aparecer un tren por la ciudad.
And then they will keep walking.
They will, yes. I don't know.
We don't know. Okay, good. But we have an idea that it's going to be a rescue, that we have a train. Good. Okay, so first we're going to read the story quickly to see if the ideas that we had were true. But before we do, let me see. Okay, ay Dios, sorry, los lunes me tienen trabada. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs, and the news is called Railway to the Rescue. So I need someone to read. Santi, can you do number 1? Can you read paragraph number 1?
Yes. On a recent drive, the Clute family had quite an adventure when they were staying in Scotland. Their remote holiday cottage, Sean and Helen Clute had booked, was on the edge of a lake and difficult to get to.
Leave that space. We're going to do an activity later.
The only way to reach the house was on foot or across the water.
Okay, so we have the family. What is the family's name?
Cluet's family.
They were staying in
Scotland.
Scotland in a cottage, and they had to cross a lake. Very good. Let's see, Valen, can you read the second paragraph?
Yes. Fortunately, the family had their canoe and so they paddled across the lake. 10 minutes later, they were inside the cottage. John tied their canoe up safely in a little stream behind the house and they all thought everything was fine until the next morning.
Oh, let's see. What happened the next morning? Juli, can you read?
Yes. The family woke up and found the whole area was underwater. The stream was flowing very fast and the ties around their boat were broken. The canoe had gone. John and Helen didn't want to be stuck there. They knew they had to get back to the car, but how? It was too difficult for the younger children to walk on wet ground.
Okay, so here we have a conflict. What happened? They wake up the next morning and what is going on?
Everything was inundado.
Yes. The stream, it says, was flowing very fast. What is the stream?
La corriente.
Right, es el cauce del río, es donde viene la corriente. There was water everywhere. And what happened with the boat, the canoe? Why didn't they just get on the canoe and go back to their car?
Because it was broken.
Wasn't there.
The canoe was gone. Yes, they couldn't get to the car. So, let's see. What happened now? We have 2 paragraphs left. Belu, can you read number 4?
Yes. The officers were helpful, but they gave the family more than advice. The police arranged for a train to make an extra stop and pick them up. And it wasn't just any train. The next service that was passing was wonderful steam train called the Jacobite. It runs tourist trips through beautiful countryside, and on its route it crosses the Glenfinnan Viaduct.
Okay, very good. Thank you. We have a lot of vocabulary here. So let's see. Did the officers help the family? They were helpful, but they gave the family more than advice. So, what did the officers do? Or the police? In this case, they are synonyms. What happened? How did they help the family? Okay, I'll tell you. Here we have, they called someone and say, okay, we have a train. It's also called a steam train because it has vapor, right? Un tren a vapor. So they say, could the train, do you know that trains, they go on the railway and they make stops, hacen paradas en distintos lugares. So they say, can you make an extra stop and rescue the family? So this train is called the Jacobite. This is the name of the train, and this is a train for tourists to travel and to see the beautiful countryside and the Glenfinnan Viaduct. Supongo que es un viaducto. So the train made an extra stop and picked them up. And let's see what happened in the end. Fran Diaz, can you read number 5?
Yes. As soon as they went about the plan, the family threw their stuff into the bags and boxes. While they were running up the railway line, the train appeared on the tracks. When the train stopped right next to them, they were smiling with excitement. Do you know why? Isn't just because they were safe. The kids recognized the train from the story they went. Do you recognize it too?
Okay, so what happened here? What does this paragraph talk about? We know that a train was going to rescue the family. So
Yes.
what does the family do? There's water everywhere. Then the police come and they say, well, you will have to get into a train. And they start packing their stuff, right? And they go
Yes.
to the railway line. What is this?
La vía del tren.
Good. And then they see the train. When they see the train, they are very happy, right? They are smiling with excitement. Of course, they were happy because they were not going to die. Yeah, mainly. But also because the children recognized the train from a story. So let's see the picture. Oh, we cannot see. Well, yes, we have the picture. This is the train that helped them. So, do you remember the clip that we watched at the beginning of the movie?
Yes, miss.
Does it sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay, so the children recognized that it's the same train that was used for filming Harry Potter. So they were very happy about that as well. Yes? So now, going back to the pictures. Yes, the 3 pictures. If we can. Okay, so here we have the 3 pictures. What happened? Who can tell me briefly what happened to this family?
They go to Scotland. They need to go to the hotel on foot or by boat.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their canoe. They go, but at the next day, the stream broke the boat,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to go to the train that passed there,
Mm-hmm.
and they start packing everything, and they go to the train.
Very good. The end. And why are they happy? Because the train is very famous, right? Okay, very good. So that is what happened. Now, we are going to do an activity now. That is activity number 5. But before that, we have a little exam tip, right? We have a little advice. So this one is called gapped text. What is a gap? Only gap. Un hueco. So if you say that a text is gapped, or that we have a gapped text, is that there are missing parts. So look carefully at the words. So if you take a look at the text, there are certain sentences that have been taken out. In exercise 5, that is what we're going to do now, yes, we have the sentences that have been taken out. So you say in each of these gaps, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You need to say which sentences have been removed. Yes, in order to do that, you need to look at the words before and after each gap, right? So you say, okay, this one is at the beginning. You need to take a look. Remember not to choose an answer just because you see the same words in the sentence as the main text. Okay. So we're going to do the first paragraph together. No, I don't like this. We're gonna read. This one are the 6, the 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so these are the sentences, the options that we have. Number A, it says, in the end, John rang the police for help. B, although the accommodation was basic, they were warm and they had food. C, they got back safely to their car and went home. D, the children couldn't believe their eyes. E, the children were tired, so they stayed on the boat. F, luckily for the Cluets, there was a railway line just near the house. G, there was no road access, so they parked their car a few kilometers away. H, it was small and cold, so they wanted to leave. We have in the text 5 gaps. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? So there are 3 options that are extra. 3 extra options. And we need to choose the missing information for each of the paragraphs. So let's take a look. Here we have, what was the first paragraph about? We have the Cluet family. They had an adventure in Scotland. They go to stay in a cottage. The name of the parents are John and Helen. And they had booked was on the edge of a lake and difficult to get to. What is the edge of a lake? ¿Qué es eso?
El borde de un río.
Yes, it's right next to the river. Now we have a sentence, and then it says the only way to reach the house was on foot or across the water. So, which one of the sentences do you think fits here?
G.
What does the rest think? Do we all agree on G?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Very good. This sentence explains why in the next one, after the gap, it says that they had to get to the house on foot or by water. Very good. The only way to reach the house was on foot or across the water. Then we have the second paragraph. Here we have information about what? What happens here?
How do they get to the cottage?
Very good. This one is about the canoe. Yes, they go on the boat. And it says that they had a canoe. They paddled across. Take a look at the verb. Paddle across the river. 10 minutes later, they were inside the cottage. Something else, we don't know. And John tied their canoe up safely in a little stream behind the house. And they thought everything was fine. So let's see, which sentence do you think could go here?
E.
Which one?
Yes, Miss. E.
E. The children were tired, so they stayed on the boat. Let's see. It's actually B. It's giving information about the cottage and the place. So the second paragraph tells us about how they get to the cottage and what was the cottage like, right? So the cottage was very warm. What does it say? Although the accommodation was basic, it was warm and they had food, so they like it, right? They were inside the cottage. It was basic, but they had food. Then we have paragraph number 3. What happens here? What is the main event? They wake up and what happened?
The boat is gone.
Right, there's water everywhere and the boat is missing. Yes, we have, they knew that they had to go back to their car. But how? It was too difficult for the younger children to walk on wet ground. What is wet ground?
Húmedo el suelo.
Good. Very good. So, which one of the sentences would you use?
F.
F?
Yes.
Yeah? Ah. Links to the words officer in the following paragraph. Okay, so the sentence is, in the end, John rang the police for help, right? So the father is desperate. There's water everywhere. He doesn't know what to do. And how does the police know about their problems? Because John rings them. So the officers were helpful, right? But they gave the family more than advice. Blip, blip, blim. The police arranged for a train to make an extra stop and pick them up. So, what sentence would you use here?
F.
F. Now F.
Exactly.
Good. This one's F because it explains how the location of the line can help the police rescue the family. And I think there is a last one, yes. No. Sorry, se me armó un... Ahí está. And we have the last paragraph. As soon as they knew about the plan, the family threw their stuff into bags and boxes. While they were running up to the railway line, the train appeared on the tracks. Blim, blim, blim. When the train stopped right next to them, they were smiling with excitement. So, which of the sentences would you use?
D.
The children couldn't believe their eyes.
The children couldn't believe their eyes. Good. Now letter D. Explains the children's reactions to the train. Very good. Is this clear? Hey, hello? Yes?
Yes, miss.
Any questions?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Now, we have a little vocabulary exercise, right? So we need to find words or phrases in the news stories that have this meaning. The first one is on paragraph 1, and it says it means far from other people. What is something that is far from other people?
Lejos.
Good. So, let's take a look at the first paragraph. What's something of the meaning of staying far away? If something is recent, is it far away?
No.
No. If something is remote, is it far away?
Yes.
Remoto.
Yes, miss.
So, which one would you say? This is the meaning of remote. Like remote controller for your TV, remote means lejos, remoto. Number 2 is held something in place with rope or string. So here we need a verb. It means that someone held in place with a rope. ¿Qué es eso? ¿Qué hizo esta persona?
I don't know.
Lo ató con una cuerda.
Muy bien, lo amarró, lo ató, lo sujetó. Muy bien. ¿De qué era? What was paragraph 2 about?
About the canoe.
Good. So, let's take a look at the verbs. We have, they paddled across the lake. Do you think that is? No. John tied
their canoe up and safely in a little
Very
stream.
good. What is to tie? Tie up means to hold in place. Very good. Now, we move on to the next paragraph. This one relates to water moving. So, we need a noun. Let's take a look. What do you think the piece of vocabulary is here? Water that is moving.
Stream.
Stream.
Very good. The stream, well, the stream is a piece of water, but we say that it is flowing. The water flows. The stream was flowing. My mistake, I thought it was stream. It's actually flowing. Me equivoqué yo ahí. Por eso les di pistas para eso. Okay, now we are in the same paragraph, paragraph 3. If someone is unable to escape, can that person escape if they are unable?
No.
No. So, let's see. If you say that the ties around their boat were broken, the canoe was gone. John and Helen didn't want to be stuck there. They knew they had to get back to their car. They are unable to escape. Very good. What is to be stuck?
Atrapado.
Atrapado, estancado. Bien. No tenían forma de irse y se quedan stuck, estancados. Now we go to paragraph 4, and we need a piece of vocabulary that is about collecting them. The officers were helpful, arranged a train to make an extra stop, and pick them up. It wasn't any train. So,
Pick up.
Pick up. Very good. If I drop my pencil on the ground and say, oh, pick it up. Levantar, colectar, recolectar, right? That is the meaning of pick something up. And the last one refers to things or possessions. So let's see. They knew about the plan. They threw their stuff into bags and boxes. So what's the meaning of things or possessions?
Stuff.
Stuff. ¿Qué quiere decir stuff? Es una forma como decir las cosas, right? Muy bien. ¿Les pareció difícil este?
No.
No.
No, so. So. Okay, so complete the sentences. Copien todo esto, and before we move on, has something similar ever happened to you? ¿Alguna vez les pasó algo así? Have you ever been stuck in a place? For example, in a lift, in an elevator? Has it ever occurred to you that the elevator is stuck and you cannot get out?
No.
¿Les pasó alguna vez que se quedaron atascados en algún lado? En un...
No.
No? It happened to me once in an elevator. It was very, very awful.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So that is all as regards the reading activity. Do you have any questions?
No.
No?
No.
Are you sure?
No.
Do you like this story?
Yes.
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 No. Okay. So
Yes.
now we move on to the grammar part. La parte de gramática. The grammar of this unit, the tenses, are past simple and past continuous. Which were the tenses that we covered in the last unit, in unit 2?
Present simple and present continuous.
Good. Present simple and present continuous. So now we have past also simple, and also continuous. So, do you know these tenses? Do you remember anything?
Yes.
Yes, no. Okay, so we said that in the present, ¿se acuerdan las oraciones, las tenses de la unidad 2? Dijimos que el simple present, ¿para qué se usaba? When did we use simple present?
Routines.
For routines, good.
Routines.
And how as regards form?
Para rutinas.
Very good. And how did we form the simple present?
The form and the verb.
We had an S if it was he, she, or it, but then the main verb. And the the present continuous. When did we use it?
We used to.
When it's something that is happening right now.
At the moment. Good. And how did we form it? For example, she is running.
With the verb to be
And the ing.
The
Okay.
person, yes.
Very good. And how do you think that these two sentences may be similar to the present simple and the present continuous? Do you think they will be similar or completely different?
Similar.
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 Okay, so let's see how. Okay, we are back to this. We have a lot of information. Paren que no se me hace la pantalla completa y Okay, so first we are going to take a look at the function. When to use these two sentences, okay? Here we have some examples. In the summer holidays, I saw my friends almost every day. One day, we went to a concert. We went to a concert. My favorite band was playing. I met my friends first, and we went for a pizza. The food didn't arrive for a long time, so I was eating my pizza when we had to leave for the concert. We were waiting outside the concert hall in the cold. Suddenly, the singer of the band came out to see the fans. My friend took a photo of me when I was standing next to her. Okay, so can you identify one verb in the past simple? Can you tell me one verb in the past simple here?
Took.
So, okay.
Went.
Took. What about this one?
Meet.
Met. Good. And what about the past continuous? Do we have any verbs in the past continuous?
We were waiting.
Standing.
Was waiting. Good. What else? Was playing. Was standing. Very good. Here we have some of the uses. In the past, we use the past simple for an action that started and finished in the past. Yes? For example, we went to a concert. The food didn't arrive for a long time. Esta acción empezó, terminó en el pasado, ningún tipo de relación con el presente. Pasado pisado, right? The second use is for one completed action after another. We usually use the past simple to tell a sequence. Una secuencia, one action after the other. So, I met my friends first and then went for a pizza. Do you remember that in the present simple we say, I wake up in the morning and I brush my teeth and I get dressed? Here is the same. We use the past simple to tell a sequence of events. Una secuencia de eventos, una atrás de la otra. So I met my friends, I went for a pizza, and then I went to the concert. una acción en el pasado atrás de la otra. And this one is about a past habit or regular past event. What does it sound familiar to? ¿A qué les recuerda esta? A past habit. Este vendría a ser un presente simple en pasado, right?
Yes.
So remember that we use simple present for routines. This one is for a routine or a habit in the past. So we say, I saw my friends almost every day. So in the present I say, I see my friends every day. But if I no longer see them, I say, I saw my friends. Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes. So we say an action that started and finished in the past. Completamente el pasado. One action after the other, a sequence of events, and a past habit. Un hábito que está en el pasado. Those are the three uses for the simple past. Any questions?
No.
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 Now we move on to the past continuous. The first use of the past continuous is for an action that was in progress when another action occurred. Yes, an action that was in progress for a period of time, tuvo una duración, and then another one interrupted it. So, my friend took a photo of me when I was standing next to her. So did I stand, el verbo estar parado, standing there. Is it short or did it have some duration?
Short.
You think? ¿Les parece que estar parado was standing?
No. It has
Which one
a
is the
duration.
short one and which one is the long one? The
Took
taking
a
of a
photo
photo
is the
or
short.
standing? Mm-hmm.
And
Good.
the other one is the long action.
Very good. Then we also use the past continuous to set the scene. This one is used for narrations. In narrations, when we are saying, okay, the sun was shining and the birds were singing, okay, we paint the scene. Describimos la escena. So we were waiting outside the concert hall in the cold. This one is usually, as I said, to say, para decir, bueno, los pájaros cantaban y el sol brillaba y todo estaba bien hasta que de repente pasó algo. Usually we use the past continuous to set the scene and then the actions are told in the past simple. And the last use is an action in the past that is interrupted by another one in the past simple. So I was eating my pizza and then we had to leave. Which action interrupted which? We have two actions. The action of eating a pizza and the action of leaving. Which one interrupted which?
Principal action. Eating was the principal action, and leave is the action that interrupts it.
Very good. So one was in progress. I was eating my pizza and then boom, we had to leave. The action is interrupted. So we use the past continuous for actions in progress, for telling the scene in a story, and for actions that were interrupted by another one in the past simple. Yes? Any questions here?
No.
No. Okay, now we move on to the form. Ahora nos concentramos en la estructura, in the form, how to make sentences. The first one, here we have the past simple. So, we have a little hint. We have two types of verbs in the past simple, regular verbs and irregular verbs. Who can tell me the difference?
That the regular verbs finish with an E and a D.
And what happens with irregular verbs?
They don't finish with E and D.
Very good. They have a completely different form.
Yes.
How do we know if a verb is regular or irregular? ¿Cómo se dan cuenta? ¿Cómo saben si un verbo es regular o irregular? Okay, you cannot answer me because we cannot know. Right. There is no way of knowing. The only way in which you know if a verb is regular or irregular is because you studied it or because you are a native. So that is why we have a list. We have a list of irregular verbs. La lista, the list, is on the last page of the handout. This one is page 109. And you have a list of all the irregular verbs. It looks like this. And then you have 3 columns. The column of the infinitive, the past, that is the one that you have to look at, and then it says past participle. You don't have to look at the past participle yet. We will need them for another tense in the future. So, an example of an irregular verb here.
Met.
Very good. What about this one? What is the infinitive of went?
Go.
Go. Very good. And what about saw?
See.
So they are all irregular.
Go.
Go. And do we have another one?
See.
What about arrive? Is it regular or irregular?
Regular.
Regular. Very good. So, with regular verbs, we just add ed. And it is the same for everyone.
Regular.
Very good. So we say I, you, he, she, it, we, or they. With all the pronouns, we say watched. But with irregular verbs, we do not say, well, we do not say watched. We say, for example, saw. We use the irregular form. Now, when we want to make a negative sentence, what happens? How do we make an irregular sentence?
The auxiliary is did.
The auxiliary is did, and when we want to make a negative sentence, we say someone, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, didn't. And what happens to the verb? Does it have ed?
It goes in the infinitive.
It is in the infinitive. Very good. So to form the negative,
Because
we
the
use
auxiliary
didn't.
is in the past.
Good. So this is the past of what verb? What is the auxiliary in the present?
Do.
Do or does. And in the past, we always use didn't. And if we want to make a question, what happens? We use the question word, that is optional, then the auxiliary, and the verb. What happens with the verb?
Infinitive.
In the infinitive. So for the negatives and for the questions, the verb always comes in the infinitive. And then these ones are the short answers. Yes, I, you, he, she, it, we, they did, or no, they didn't. Yes, do you have any questions here?
No.
Okay,
No.
the only difficult part about this are the list. The only difficult part is that some verbs are irregular and you need to know which ones. And this one is very, very easy. The past continuous. What happens here? We said that the past continuous, we need, well, let's see, let's read. I, he, she, and it.
The verb to be in past.
Good. Here we also need the verb to be plus the ing. The only difference is that the verb to be is not in the present. It is in the past. Which are the two forms of the verb to be in the past?
Was and were.
Was and
Was
were.
and
Was
were.
and
Was and
were.
were.
Very good. So I was, he was, she was, it was, but you, we, or they were. Esto es como si fuera una juntada de am, is, se fusionaran y se hicieran was. Y were es como si fuera are. What happens with questions?
The question word, the verb to be, the pronoun, and the verb with ing.
Good. Here the verb is not in the infinitive. The verb always goes in the ing. Right? So that's a difference between the two. And then we have the short answers. Yes, I was. No, you were. Or no, I wasn't. Or yes, you were. No, you weren't. Okay. Are there any questions here?
No, miss.
No?
No.
Good. Then we are ready to go to the book on page 36. So let's see. Here. A ver, alguien está diciendo algo en el chat. También una lista de verbos irregulares en el libro en la página 175. Gracias, Vale, no sabía. Okay, here you have another list of verbs, 175 nos dice Vale. Así que ahí también se pueden fijar. Yes, you're right. Acá tenemos otra lista. Thanks. Okay, so here we have a grammar box. The beautiful grammar boxes. As usual, como siempre, tenemos la referencia.
What page?
This is 36. 36.
What page?
Sorry? Which page?
Thank you. Yes, ya está.
Había estado con delay, pensé que no se había escuchado. As usual, we have the grammar reference. La referencia gramática that is on page 130. Bien, en la página 130 está toda la teoría. So here you have, for example, this is important. If I say, he was late, is that present past simple or past continuous? He was late. This example.
Past simple.
Right. So take a look. With the verb to be, we have that is an irregular verb. So it functions as the simple past. If we do not have the ing, it means estaba tarde. I was happy, I was late. And with regular and irregular verbs, we have the theory here, the ed, right? Then we have the irregular verbs. So, for example, buy, bought, come, came, find, found. This is all in your book, 130. Didn't work, didn't sleep. The questions, bla, bla, bla. A ver, les quiero mostrar más para que lo tengan en cuenta. The uses, action that start and finish in the past, completed past action after another, and the past habit. The past continuous, was, were, waiting, blah, blah, blah. Actions in progress in the past to set the scene. And this one is important. This one is how do we use them together? We use the past simple for an action that interrupts another action in progress in the past. The action in progress is in the past continuous. That is what we just said, right? An action in progress in the past interrupted by the simple past. Now, we have two important words here. We have while and we have when.
¿Puedes cerrar esa puerta?
Yes, we can. Bien, ¿cuándo usamos while y cuándo usamos when?
While is like mientras. Sería something is happening while when something different is happening at the same moment.
We use after while, we need the past continuous, always. Después de while usamos past continuous. Entonces, while se puede usar para una situación en la que dos cosas in past continuous are happening at the same time. For example, I was watching TV while my mom was cooking. Yes, two actions at the same time. But we can also use it like in this example. While they were running up to the railway, boom, the train appeared. And after when, we use the simple past. Entonces quedaría algo así para que lo tengan en cuenta. ¿Dónde puedo escribir? Para que lo vean. Bueno, se los pongo acá. Les queda algo así como while, siempre está seguido de past continuous, like that. Y when, siempre está seguido de simple past. Bien, yo se los voy a agregar a la diapositiva para que los copien. Qué profesionalismo, ¿verdad? Escribiendo en una... Okay. So, now we need to complete the grammar box using these words. Using irregular, past continuous, and past simple. Who can do, let's see, Vicky. Can you complete number 1?
We use the past simple.
Very good. We use the past simple for one completed action after another. Some verbs are pli and don't add ed.
Past continuous.
Lo hagamos todos juntos a esta actividad. Si yo digo que some verbs are pli and don't add ed, which word would
Irregulars.
Irregular. Some verbs are irregular, so we say the family woke up and found. These are two irregular verbs. We use the pli for actions in progress in the past.
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
The past continuous. For example, the stream was flowing very fast. C. We use the pli for an action that interrupts another action in progress in the past.
Present simple. Past simple.
The past
simple.
The past simple is the action that interrupts. For the action that was in progress, we use... What tense do we use for the action that was in progress?
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
The past continuous. Very good. So the Cluet family had an adventure when they were staying in Scotland. We can use while instead of when before the
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
before the past continuous. Very good. While they were running to the railway line, the train appeared on the tracks. Good. Complete the chart.
Miss, ¿en qué actividad está esto? Porque no la encuentro.
Es la actividad 1 de la página 36. This is the little box.
¿26 o 36?
36. 36. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Good. We are going to do a little listening activity. We're going to listen to a girl that is telling a story. And we need to choose what is she talking about. A, an interesting news story she read. B, a place she enjoyed visiting. Or C, a time something went wrong in the trip. So let's hear.
I was travelling with my parents in the USA last year. My dad bought a new phone with an amazing camera in New York because he wanted to record our trip. He filmed us while we were sightseeing, everywhere. While he was having breakfast one day, I asked to see the videos. But all I could see were pictures of his face. He had the camera in selfie mode the whole time.
Okay, has something similar to that ever happened to you? What happened to her? Or her father, actually? So first, let's choose an option. Which one would you say is the correct one?
Sí.
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 Let's check. Good. So what went wrong? ¿Qué pasó?
That his father put
His
the
He didn't
camera.
take the
took a
photos
little picture
correctly.
of his face.
Yeah. Okay, so that is an unfortunate event, indeed. Now, here we have, in the next one, in exercise 3, we have the selfie fail story, and we need to choose the correct verbs for to complete the story. So let's see. Bueno, la última en participar fue Vicky. So, Fran Díaz, can you do number 1?
Yes. I was traveling with my parents in USA last year.
I was traveling. Good. That is past continuous. Valen Rosel, can you do number 2?
Yes. My dad bought a new phone with an amazing camera in New York.
My dad bought a new phone with an amazing camera. Good. Igna Martinez.
Yes. In New York because he wanted to record our trip.
Good. He wanted to record our trip. Sophie.
He filmed us while we were sightseeing everywhere.
Good. We were sightseeing. Fran Martinez.
While he was having breakfast.
While he was having breakfast, let's see what happened. Agus.
¿Me dijiste a mí, Miss?
Yes, Agus Viola.
I was asking.
What do you think? While he was having breakfast, What does the rest think?
Ask.
I was.
Why do you think we need asked instead of was asking? Do you ask for a long period of time?
No, because
a menos que se corte el wifi como se nos corta a nosotros y se escuche todo robótico. La pregunta es generalmente una acción puntual, right? It's not a prolonged action or a continuous action, but something that is short. So asked to see the videos, but all I could see were pictures of his face. He had the camera in selfie mode the whole time. Okay, very good. Do you need me any questions?
No.
Can I go to the next one, or do you need to write it down? Okay. Now we're going to do an activity that is activity number 5, right? That is called open close, like that. This one is very popular in exams, yes? And here you need to write one word. So if you take a look at exercise 5, you have a text in which words have been taken out. Yes, you need to complete each one of the gaps with one word. The thing is that you do not have options, no tienen un verbo específico para conjugar o unas opciones para elegir. Tienen que elegir una palabra de la vida, right? So, in order to decide which word you will use, you need to look around, right? It's not like you will not have any clues. There will be hints and clues to tell you which word to choose. So, let's do exercise 5. Let's do the first one together. So, this one is a story, and for each question, write the correct answer. So, the story is called Down the Drain. What is the drain? Do you know what this word means?
No.
This is like, ay, yo me trabé también.
Sería el drenaje.
El drenaje, thank you. Yes, that is el drenaje. So, it starts like this. A team of firefighters were what are firefighters?
Bomberos.
Bomberos.
Good. Were surprised when they found a teenage girl stuck in a drain. Ella Birkenau, talking to someone on her smartphone in the street. So, which word do you think might go here? Was talking to someone on their smartphone on the street. Good. So now, let's continue with Facu Tanquia.
After her call, she tried to put it in her pocket, but missed it and fell down the drain.
And it fell down the drain. Very good. Here we need a past simple because this is a completed past action.
Yes.
Valen Cuello.
Yes.
Can you do number 3?
Then Ella think a silly decision.
Okay, let's help her. You a decision. What do you do with decisions?
Take.
You make. You make a decision, and in this case, we need to use the past simple because this one is a completed past action. Esta es another collocation, right? Here we say something falls down, you make a decision. Yes, these are words that always come together. She took off the drain cover. What is the drain cover? This is like the picture that we have in our minds of the USA in which they have these little circle things on the street. Yes, and something falls. Okay, so she removed the cover and jumped into the hole to get her phone back. That's very silly. That's very silly. The only problem was she couldn't get out again. So let's see, Pedro, can you do number 4?
Yes, miss. The only problem was she couldn't get out again.
Read the whole sentence and then go back because it's going to be difficult otherwise.
What, miss?
Read the whole sentence and then go back to complete the gap.
Okay. She took off the drain cover and jumped into the hole to get her phone back. The only problem was she couldn't get out again.
Me refería a esta parte de acá. Lee esto porque tenés que elegir una. Yes.
Ella was sitting in the hole. More and more people turned up. I don't know.
Okay. What does the rest think? Can we help him? We need something to link two events. She was sitting in the hole and more people turned up. So, what can we write here?
Why?
Good. While Ella was sitting in the hole, more and more people came up. So this is a time expression that is before the past continuous. Facu Romo. Is he here? No. Santi.
Yes. Some of them even photo when some of them even
What do you do with photos? ¿Qué verbo usamos para sacar fotos?
take.
Good.
Take.
So?
Some of them even
took in the past.
Yeah.
Took photos. Good. Valen.
Yes, miss. When they were for the firefighters arrived. When they were waiting for the firefighters to arrive.
Good. They took photos when they were waiting. Good. We have the last one. When Ella's mom arrived, they both laughed about the situation. Eventually, the firefighters came. So let's see. Juli, can you do the last one?
Okay. Ella said, when they took me out, I ran straight home and jumped in the bath.
Okay, this one is difficult. Pulled me out. I ran straight home and jumped in the bath.
What means pulled?
No había visto esa foto. Okay, here we have the drain thing. To pull someone up means that they... Como esta idea. Pull up, right? To pick up, la sacaron, digamos, del hueco en el que se había caído. But the last one was difficult. Okay, any questions here?
That means...
Yes.
¿Puedo decir también en otra ocasión took?
Yes. Yes, I think.
No.
Sí, no te lo tomaría como mal. Especially in an exercise like this, because it's very open, right? You have a lot of options, so take out is not wrong. Okay. Ready? ¿Estamos, chicos?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes, miss.
Good. Well, en mi delirio místico pensé que agregué la página del handout por las dudas, pero no vamos a tener tiempo, así que lo vamos a hacer otra clase. Oh, no sé qué flash, chicos, no. Okay, we are going to play a game now. Before we go, any questions?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. We are going to play in teams. Yes? Woohoo. So, team number 1, ¿quiénes son? ¿Los boys o las girls?
Boys.
Boys, porque la otra vez el Team One fueron las girls.
Okay, so this is like Jeopardy, right? Vamos a ir sumando el primero que llegue a ver, ¿a cuánto? A 50. Porque si no vamos a estar hasta las 10 de la noche. Okay, so boys, pick a number.
8.
8. Pick a subject. Traten de que sea... No, vas a tener que... No, yo les elijo el subject. Tiene que ser either past simple or past continuous.
Past simple.
Yesterday.
Yesterday?
Past simple.
Okay, you need to create a sentence, either a question or an affirmative sentence or a negative sentence. Ustedes eligen using yesterday and including estas personas, este verbo y este lugar.
Yesterday, they ate in a hotel.
The couple ate at the hotel. A couple or the couple, but it's okay. Les damos 10 puntos. Okay, good guys. Now, team girls, choose a number.
11.
11. So, past simple or past continuous?
Cualquiera.
You choose.
No, pero es lo mismo.
Okay, let's go for past continuous then. Okay, you need to make sentences with this person, this action, and this place.
Was the girl swimming in a pool?
Was the girl swimming in the pool? Very good. So, 10 points for the girls. Boys.
4.
4. Which one?
Past simple.
Past continuous.
Okay.
Yesterday, the bird flew to trees.
Actually, it's a forest. It's not just trees.
Sí, no me acordaba cómo era, entonces dije árboles. Sabía que era...
Ok, les vamos a dar 5 puntos. Because casi. But, okay, girls.
18.
Which one?
Cualquiera.
Póngale ganas, tienen menos ganas de... Ok, vamos al past simple.
Yesterday, the girl was driving to the mountains.
Let's see. Yesterday, the woman drove in the mountains.
Simple, me confundí.
Remember, it was past simple. Okay. I cannot give you the 10 points. Vamos a darle 3.
0.
No, miss. La erró.
Oh, 5.
No, 5 porque tuvieron algunas cosas. Okay. Boys.
14.
14?
Yes.
Vamos a hacer 5 rondas en total. Y el que tenga más puntos, gana. So, which one?
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
Good.
The boy was reading in the classroom.
The boy was reading in the classroom. Perfect, guys. Very good. Girls, this is round number 3.
6.
The number of the devil. Which one?
Pass.
Finally round.
¿Cuál?
Past simple.
Past simple.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Okay.
¿Qué es esa bebida, vino?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You need to choose the verb.
Yesterday, the 3 girls drank wine in the club, no sé.
Okay.
Sí, in the bar.
The woman drank at the bar. I will count because this is a club.
3 points.
No, it's okay. I will count it. Le hicieron bien. Le hicieron bien.
De las dos formas.
Yeah. Okay. The last round. Boys?
2.
Which number?
1.
Number 1. Okay. Which tense?
Past continuous.
Past continuous.
Good.
The dog was walking in the park.
The dog was walking in the park. Very good. And girls, vamos a ver si se define, si no hacemos una ronda express. Okay, girls, pick a number.
Ten.
Pick a tense. Simple or continuous? Simple?
Continuous.
No, oh, sorry. Okay. Simple, remember. So?
The officer watched the game in the stadium.
No, the
Yeah.
¿Cómo vas a ver la tele en el...
Sí, no está bien. The officer watched the game at the stadium. Ahora, vamos a hacer una ronda definitoria en donde voy a abrir una que voy a elegir yo y el primer equipo que me venga con una oración coherente, yo les voy a dar las instrucciones. Va a tener que ser in negative. So I choose the number 20. In the past simple. Y tiene que ser en el negativo. El primer equipo que me arme una oración con los elementos en negativo se lleva los puntos y gana porque están iguales. ¿Ok?
Bueno.
3, 2, 1, go.
The elephants weren't... No, para. The elephants weren't sitting in the beach.
Past simple.
No, didn't sit.
The elephants didn't sit. Okay, let's see. Boys, si me arman... Ah, ya lo vieron.
Claro.
Háganlo pregunta. Boys, hagan esto una pregunta y si lo hacen bien, les va para ustedes el punto.
Did the elephant eat at the beach?
Okay. That is
Pero ahora
correct.
ya está bien el verbo.
Ok, bueno, esta va a ser una... Recuerden que tenemos hasta fin de año, así que no se hagan drama. Esto va para los guys. For the boys. A ver si lo anoto ya antes de olvidarme. Okay. Alright, we are done for today. Are there any questions?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, so that is it. I will see you then on Wednesday. Have a nice rest of the day. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Miss.
Miss.